Who cares who's looking at you? You're out there getting your workout in, crushing it. What are they doing? They're sitting on a park bench looking at you laughing. I distinctly remember my first run. I walked into the house, my lungs literally on fire, gasping for breath, wheezing, my legs just shaking, so much pain. Felt like someone was jabbing a knife into me. And honestly, I felt defeated. I wanted to give up. But as I sat in my chair, contemplating, will I go to McDonald's and pick up some, I don't know, double Big Macs, bunch of McNuggets, or will I stick with it? I looked at the scale one more time, sitting at over 300 pounds, and I decided that this time would be different. And I think these couple of things I'm going to share with you today really did help me stick with it, and I think that if you try a couple yourself, you'll be able to stick with your running journey and get that weight off if that's your goal. Otherwise, they are good tips just to get a good running journey started and stick with it. Let's get into it. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Brendon, and if you are unfamiliar with my running journey, I started at over 300 pounds, and since then, about 5 years now I guess, I've got down to about 165 pounds, so I've lost roughly 150 pounds. I fluctuate now, but I've lost about 150 pounds just from running alone. And since then, I've actually become completely addicted to running. I review running shoes on this channel and try to help you guys, if you're a beginner runner, get started on your running journey. And if you are overweight and want some tips getting started on your running journey, you found the right place. Please hit that subscribe button right down below. Drop a like on this video if you find it helpful. Now, let's get into tip number 1. Now, one of the biggest things that I was really guilty of when I was first losing weight and getting into my running journey is making excuses. And I would be lying if I said that I don't make excuses now, because on a daily basis, I'm making excuses to not do things. This is something that's applicable no matter what stage of your running career you're at. When I found when I was first starting on my running journey, I could easily make an excuse not to go out on my run. So for example, I would be sitting at my computer, the clock would tick to 4 o'clock, the end of my workday, and I could go out and go for my run. But I would look around, I couldn't see my running shoes at first glance, or I go to put on the pair of leggings or running tights, whatever you want to call them, that I want to wear for my run, and they were dirty, or I couldn't find them, I've misplaced them, whatever the facts may be. And that was easy for me to say, oh, I can't go today because I can't find my running shoes and my running tights are dirty, so I'm just gonna sit down and I'll go with tomorrow. That's fine, right? I'll go tomorrow, no big deal. But the issue with that, if you can actually go tomorrow and you do go tomorrow, there's no problem with that. But the issue comes if when tomorrow comes, you make that same excuse again. So if instead you get your shoes ready, put them by the door, get your laundry ready, put it out the night before so you're ready for your run. If you eliminate those excuses, you're definitely more likely to stick with your running routine. And the more and more you do your running routine, the easier and easier it's gonna get, I promise. It's gonna suck when you first start. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna suck a lot, but the more and more you do it, the easier it's gonna be to get out that door, and I think you're gonna get addicted. I have a little bit of an inkling, you may get addicted, just like myself, but I'm gonna caution you, don't get addicted to buying running shoes because it can cause some friction with the missus. And this next thing actually continues on with that same theme of not making excuses. So what I found for me is if I started low and slow, I was able to stick with my running routine that much easier. And what I mean by that is starting with low volume or low mileage, and by not pushing yourself too hard, so going very easy. So what I did to get started to build a routine, building the habit, I read a bunch of books on building habits and stuff, and I actually decided to apply it, and to my surprise, it worked. And this is exactly one of them. So what I did was go out there for 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. And you know what? I wouldn't really run. I'd run just maybe like 10 seconds before it started getting hard, and then I'd walk 90 seconds or something like that. And I'd continue that routine for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna repeat that again slowly. So like run 10 seconds or so, walk 80 to 90 seconds, and rinse and repeat until you've been out there for 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your fitness level. You gotta bear in mind, I was over 300 pounds, so this was a big workout for me. But what that helped me do is be able to get out there each and every day, because at the end of that workout, in quotes, workout, I wasn't sore at all. So I had no issue getting out there that next day. In the past, a mistake that I made was going out too hard and too fast, and what that led to is me getting injured, me feeling sore and not wanting to go out that door, it's another excuse. If you're sore, you don't want to put yourself through that again. It's an excuse to not get out there. You could potentially say to yourself, you're pushing yourself too hard and hurting yourself. But if you go out there too easy, actually way too easy, if you go out there way easier than you would ever think is working anything, and do that constantly, each and every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I promise you that you will be able to build that running habit very, very easily. It's still gonna suck to begin with, but the more that you do it, the easier it's gonna get. Now, as you start to increase your run mileage, I would recommend not doing it Monday to Saturday, but when you're doing that lower intensity, lower time commitment workouts, I would definitely suggest doing it as often as you can. But I would say once I started to be able to run for 5 to 10 minutes straight, I cut that back to 5 times a week, maybe a little bit less than that, depending on if I was starting to get fatigued. Because like I said, the whole point of this step was for me to not ever feel any pain when I'm out there running, because that allowed me to build the habit. Now, if you're a more experienced runner or have experience running in the past, you may be able to skip this step entirely, but I'm talking about us runners that are very overweight and want to start running to lose weight. My recommendation is always start very low, start very slow, slower than you would ever think is actually working. Who cares who's looking at you? You're out there getting your workout in, crushing it. What are they doing? They're sitting on a park bench looking at you laughing. You should look at them and laugh. They're the ones sitting on a park bench laughing at someone trying to make a positive change in their life. That is despicable, and you are fantastic. Get out there and keep on running. Go as slow as you need to make sure you're not hurting yourself. Now, this next one is a little bit tricky. It's gonna be very hard. But you have to realize food is your friend. I know that when you're starting to lose weight and trying to get a healthier lifestyle, you're trying to avoid a bunch of foods. You're eliminating things left, right, and center. And probably if you're eating very processed foods, eating fast food each and every day, it's good to eliminate those foods and cut them out completely. But when you're getting started on your running journey, please, please, please don't forget to eat. Now, I do remember myself back in the day when I was trying to lose weight. I did the Atkins diet, the keto diet, all these different types of elimination diets, and they just completely didn't work for me because I love food and I want to be able to eat food. I wanted to be able to have my chocolate bars and all these different things. But the key, I know this is cliche, I know this is an easy thing to say, I know it's not going to sell a bunch of books, but the key is moderation and eating real foods. I'm telling you, it's really that easy. It's really difficult to eat like 5,000 calories of real, not processed food. Trust me, I tried today and it's a tough thing to do. It's a very, very difficult task to achieve. But I understand that that's going to be very difficult for us. It was a huge disaster for me when I first tried to get started with this, changing my relationship with food and realizing that food is my friend and something there to fuel my body and help me get out there and enjoy my running that much better. Because the better you eat, the more faster you're going to recover, the stronger your muscles are going to get, your bones, all these good things are going to help you become a stronger runner, and you're going to feel that much better out there on your runs. So yes, understanding that food is your friend if you just eat the right things, eat whole, real foods. Don't worry about eliminating all these different foods that you enjoy. If you like fast food, sure, go out there and have it maybe once a week. On a Friday was my cheat meal. Now, some people do cheat days, but I found that having a whole cheat day kind of threw me out of my rhythm. So what I would do is have a cheat meal maybe for dinner or lunch, depending on what I was feeling. But I wouldn't let that throw off my entire day, because if you do a whole cheat day, you're pretty much throwing off your whole week of calories in that one day. But like I said, this approach isn't gonna sell any books. It's not gonna sensationalize the internet and get everybody to click on this video. But that's not my goal here. My goal here is to tell you what worked for me. And I understand that people have had success with the Atkins diet and the keto diet, and I commend you for that if that's the type of lifestyle you want to lead. But what we want to do here is create positive changes that you're able to stick to for the rest of your life. Because if you build these healthy habits now, it's going to be that much easier to stick to them later on in life. I can promise you that. For me, I didn't really feel like having no more pasta or no more rice or no more chocolate or no more any of this stuff without breaking me out of some state of ketosis. No, I wanted to be able to continue eating these things in moderation and learning to have a healthier relationship with it rather than eating 12 donuts in one sitting. that was a very common occurrence for me back then. A little bit embarrassing, but that's just the reality. Now, let's get on to the last tip. It was only meant to be 3 tips, but I'm having fun, so let's get a bonus in for you. I'm a person that really likes instant gratification. If I want something, I want to see it right now, right then and there. I'm gonna try and get it done as quick as possible so I can see the end result. But the unfortunate thing with weight loss and running is it is a grind. You have to continuously put in the work before you start to see any results. And that can be extremely discouraging. But what I tried to do is have a weekly goal for my running at least. Now, I tried to have a weekly goal with weight loss, but what you'll quickly find on your weight loss journey is that honestly, your weight could go up one week and then it's completely deflating. Or it could go down a bunch one week, you're super happy, and then the next morning you wake up and you've gained that weight back. It's a really interesting thing, but as long as over the long term, your weight's going down and that's your goal, you're doing it the right way, your weight's going down, that is all we care about. For running, you can actually try to have weekly goals. And for me, that really did help me because I had something to look forward to at the end of the week. Did I reach my mileage goal? Did I reach my time goal? Am I able to run for that 5 minutes straight this week? Or what do I have to change next week for me to be able to achieve that goal? Having these weekly check marks really allowed me to stay motivated and allowed me to have that little burst of dopamine that is my body craves because I'm just some crazy animal that can't contain himself and wants that instant gratification. Having that dopamine hit every week was really the trigger for me to stick to the habit and continue on with the running journey. Now, that's all for this video, folks. I am going to be coming up with another one of these videos probably later on this week. I am in the process of buying a host, not building a host, could you imagine? I'm in the process of buying a host right now, so if the videos are a little bit spaced out, my apologies for that, but honestly, this is the most stressful thing I've gone through in a long time. So we're taking it in stride, so if the videos are spaced out, I'm sorry. But I hope you all are having a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the comment section down below. What's your goal? Are you looking to just stick to a running habit, or is your goal to lose weight and you want to do that through running? If that's the case, I commend you. You are going to crush it. Just make sure to stick with it, eliminate the excuses, get a healthy relationship with food, and if it will work for you, have that weekly check mark. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a fantastic evening.